Hey guys!
I'm Pam.
I'm Adi.
And welcome back to our channel.
I feel like we should be saying welcome back. They should be saying welcome back to us because we've been gone.
We have been gone literally for a couple of months. Yeah, we even got comments asking if we had broken up now that we've moved to Canada.
Someone was like, what did they say? Like they said, y'all just moved to Canada and then
broke up,
decided to split, something like that.
We'll put a chair for you guys to see.
So yeah guys, we're far from broken up. We don't even use that word like in our relationship. So
yeah,
in our marriage
we actually have been married for just over a year now, which is kind of exciting.
It's been good. It feels weird like to celebrate being married for over a year, but it's the best thing. It's
like one of those things where it's like it doesn't feel as long, but it feels like an eternity at the same time. So it's cool. I love being married.
Me too. It's been the best thing that's ever happened to me. But okay, this video is not about our married life.
No, it's actually about where we're doing our married life.
So, as you guys would know, we moved to Canada almost a year ago now. It's been about 11 months. So we thought we'd use this video to give you guys some insights into what it's been like living in Canada, how we've adjusted to moving here, and some of the, I don't know, funny things about Canada, or some of the interesting things about Canada.
But before we get into the video, if you guys are new, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and comment down any questions that you might have about us living in Canada. We'd love to answer them. But for now, let's get to the video. Okay guys, so the first thing that we found living in Canada was that things are really expensive.
Yeah, quite expensive. Not everything, but like, I would say like basic necessities are quite expensive.
Yeah, like food is expensive, rent,
guys, rent is extremely expensive here. So in comparison to South Africa, because that's our only reference point, like we're paying probably like 4 to 5 times the amount that we'd be paying in South Africa to stay in a place, or an apartment rather, that is not even as big as what we were staying in South Africa.
It's kind of crazy just to think about how much of like an income goes towards rent. I think that some people, like obviously depending on your income, can easily spend up to 50% of their income
and more,
just like even more, but just on rent.
So yeah, renting is expensive. Food is expensive relatively, because like Canada imports a lot of their vegetables and all that stuff, so I just feel like everything's expensive there. And eating out
is so expensive, like, and it's sad because I love eating out.
Yeah, like we look at some of the menus and like the cost of like a steak is just crazy. Okay
guys, since we're speaking about food, the second point is actually related to food. It is not as great as the food in South Africa, if I'm just putting it kindly.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people will be like, yeah, of course, like South Africa's your reference point, so it won't be as good. But I just feel like, okay, there's a lot of variety of food here. So I feel like Toronto is a very diverse city, and so there are people from like Asia and people from like Jamaica and all over the world living here. So there's a lot of variety, I'll give it that.
Yeah.
But it just feels like the food isn't as fresh. Like I mentioned, everything's imported, so I don't know if it gets here and there's like a lot of like preservatives and stuff, and it just isn't as good.
Guys, and one thing that I can't get over here is the potatoes.
Oh,
like,
potatoes.
I am a potato girl all the way through. Give me fries, give me potato bake.
Girl said fries, chips. I'm kidding. You're becoming Canadian.
I'm a changed woman.
Yeah.
But honestly, the chips here do not taste the same as they do back home. It is quite sad because, like I said, guys, I love potatoes. They're not terrible, but I feel like when I make them at home, they taste a lot better than like getting like takeout, because that's when it's like really disappointing. I would say the only consistent chip is a McDonald's chip.
Yeah.
That tastes exactly the same as South Africa. So that I can say, nice work, McDonald's.
And the weird thing is like they put potatoes with everything. Potatoes for breakfast, potatoes for lunch, potatoes for brunch, potatoes for dinner. It's just everything has a potato in it, and it's like maple potatoes. And I'm just like, guys, like there is a limit. You can stop there. But yeah, the food isn't quite as amazing as I thought it would be. Hopefully we can find some great spots.
Yeah, and for all our Canadian people, if you have any cool restaurants that you like going to that is not super expensive, drop them down below for us.
Yeah, that would be a huge help. Okay, next, Canadians are not as friendly as people think they are. At least that's our observation. Like, everyone's like, oh dude, Canadians are gonna be so friendly to you.
I feel like there's just like a stereotype around Canadians being like this overly nice, overly friendly, like I will bring you, like if you're my new neighbor, I'm gonna bring you like a casserole or something. I feel like we haven't experienced that, potentially because we're living in a city full of people that are actually not only Canadians.
Yeah,
right?
Toronto, again, I feel like Toronto is like the exception because it's basically America. It just feels so like urbanized, like it's so hustle, bustle, focused. If that's a way to explain it. Yeah, people are just like focused on getting their work done. People have multiple jobs, so I found that people are actually quite impatient here, if anything.
With that being said, we have had good experiences. Like, people are still friendly, just not that overly friendly stereotype, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Although the one time we were walking down the street and this guy was like, I don't know, what was he doing? Putting something on his car?
Something in his car,
like a car rack or something. And something went terribly wrong and something like fell to the ground. I can't even remember what it was. But he just started talking to us as if like, because we saw it, and he was like, what did he say?
I can't even remember, but it was friendly of him to just like speak to us out of nowhere, It
was very random, but it was nice.
What we're trying to say is like, we haven't found that Canadians are like strangely friendly. Like, they are friendly, like they're not always mean or anything, but yeah, just not like the stereotype. We didn't find it to be that true.
Exactly. Moving on to the next point, guys, it is not always cold in Canada. I do say this when it's like -7 degrees out today, but just bear in mind we did spend our entire year here, and so we experienced summer.
Yeah. And we're speaking about Toronto specifically. So for like a good 2 months, it was really hot. And then like, I'd say for like 5 months, like the weather was just good. Like it was really, really good. I know that winters are like very long and it does get cold, but it's not always cold. And the winters are actually manageable. Like everything's like heated in the inside of our apartments, inside the malls, etc. So you're only really cold if you're walking outside, which there aren't that many people outside in the winter, right?
Yeah, and so far we've avoided it. So it definitely does get cold, but my colleagues and our friends and everyone have been saying that this is really not a bad winter. So maybe we haven't experienced like -20, but from our experience so far, it really isn't that bad.
Yeah, we like came from South Africa and brought the warmth with us. That's why like it's just not that cold. Or it's global warming, although. Another point that's been really positive for us is like the socializing aspect of everything. Like we've met amazing people, and I feel like it's partly due to church.
Yeah.
But like we've been able to meet amazing people. Like people here are actually very social.
Yeah. Honestly, sometimes they might even be too social. Cause like people here go out a lot. They're always going to brunch, always going for coffees, like all the time. And I think we were not used to that back home. Like we would go out with each other and that was pretty like chilled, and we'd like see our friends every now and then. But I think here it's like, it's next level socializing, so which is good.
Yeah, and it might just be like an us thing, like maybe we're just not that, like maybe we're just homebodies. But yeah, we find that people go out like quite a lot here. But yeah, really we feel like wherever you move to, like making friends and socializing with people is really up to you as a person to an extent. Like just putting yourself out there, like getting into places where you like meet people, just like being more open. I feel like that's very important. So we found that doing that has helped us to make a few more friends.
Okay guys, with that being said, this is the end of the video. We really hope you enjoyed it. We are back for good this time.
Yeah, I hope so. I really hope so. We know you guys subscribe to our channel because you want to see our content, but at the same time, we also prioritize our personal well-being and our mental health. So
Yeah.
like, if we don't post, just know that it's not because we just don't want to, we're just quite busy.
We are trying though, and we do have some really cool ideas for our channel moving forward. We want to get a bit more creative, do some storytelling, and we have some other ideas lined up for the future of this channel.
Yeah, so stay tuned. And with that being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning into this video. We hope you guys learned a bit more about what life has been like in Canada for us. Like, it wasn't that detailed, but yeah, you guys will see more about it in our future videos as well. Don't forget to subscribe if you do enjoy our content, and leave a like below. It helps, I guess. What does it help with? The algorithm. We really appreciate you guys, and see you guys in the next video.
Bye!